Hello gamers, so with Assassin's Creed Valhalla finally revealed, I thought it would be a cool idea to scour the internet for as much information as I can find and put it into an easy to digest this video for you guys to watch that isn't over 2 hours long, baiting you with a catchy thumbnail that I can't do because I just suck at this. Anyway, here are 55 things we know so far about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let's begin. Number 1, levels are gone. In an interview, Ashraf Ishmael, the creative director, said, "Our angle is much more about letting players sort of enjoy the experience of the game as they want in terms of the RPG progression. So a lot of the effort has gone into these skills. We have the return of abilities, but of course all the abilities are again anchored and rooted and very Viking themed. We've gotten rid of the idea of levels as well. Instead, we now have power. So again, power is something that is rooted in the skill set of the hero. So based on the skills you've learned, you gain power. And so there's been a shift in the way we handle RPG progression to make it more playstyle centered and focused on what players out there want to do in the game. Now I don't know about you guys, but that sounds pretty awesome to me." Number 2, Darby McDevitt is the narrative director for this game. His previous record was as lead writer on AC Revelations, Black Flag and consultant on Origins, so it's safe to say the story is in good hands. Number 3, dialogue choices will remain in the game, however they'll be more streamlined so they actually fit with the personality of the main protagonist, whereas in Odyssey for example it felt more like we were always just choosing between angry, sad and horny. Number 4, as you already know, the game will set place in Norway and England. Number 5, at this historical period of time, England was divided into 4 kingdoms: East Anglia, Mercia, Northumbria and Wessex. Number 6, England will have 3 major cities to visit: London, Winchester and York, whilst of course including other small towns and villages. It should be quite interesting to see how the locals react to a Viking running across their rooftops. Number 7, they've told us at the beginning of the game will be set in Norway to show how terrible life is for everyone due to war and lack of resources. We'll then travel to the 4 kingdoms of England, which is supposed to be crazy big to settle in, but we can also go back and forth from the 2 locations whenever we want. Number 8, Ashraf Ishmael is the creative director on the project. He worked on Black Flag and Origins, which were both received well by fans and critics alike. Basically, he knows his stuff. Number 9, as shown in the CGI trailer, the Hidden Blade is back. Yay, and we'll receive it pretty early on in the game too. Double yay. Number 10, mini games such as fishing and drinking games have returned, meaning we can now get drunk with our fellow Viking members. Number 11, in Origins and Odyssey we had our trusted eagles by our side to do our scouting. Well, that feature will return, except this time it's a raven. Number 12, we'll be able to change the raven's skin, presumably like how we could change the horse's skin in previous titles. So I guess microtransactions confirmed? Number 13, we'll have the option to keep our hood or cloak on or off our main protagonist. Number 14, our main protagonist's name is pronounced Eivor, even though it's spelled E-V-I-O-R. I know this isn't a big thing for anyone else, but I still hear people calling Geralt from The Witcher 3 Gerald, which pisses me off. So if you do that, I just want you to know you're a filthy, disgusting piece of crap son of a bitch Number 15, social stealth will return but with a unique twist. We're not exactly sure what this means, but we'll find out very soon. Number 16, you can choose whether Eivor is male or female. Number 17, Darby McDevitt told us that they have a clever way to explain the gender choice in the game's lore, which brings us to number 18, both male and female choices are canon. No idea how, but here's hoping it's a good explanation. Number 19, when talking about the Norse mythology of the game, the writer said they wanted to take a more grounded approach. I presume this means we'll hear stories of Odin and the other gods, but they may not be real characters in the game, or maybe they are, I don't know, but I'm glad to hear they're taking the more grounded approach for this one. Number 20, character customization options will be in the game, allowing us to change Eivor's hair, beard, war paint and such. It's light customization however, meaning we won't be able to actually change his or her facial structure. Number 21, Darby was asked what he thinks about God of War 4 and how Valhalla will stand apart from it. He basically said that the main selling point of God of War was being able to go and punch a mythological god in the face and to travel across fancy environments, whereas in Valhalla the game will focus much more on the realistic aspect while still exploring the Norse mythology. He says there's never been a Viking game that tried to be the ultimate Viking experience. So basically what he's saying is Valhalla will not focus on trying to be a fantasy game. Number 22, apparently every piece of gear you acquire in the game is unique. Number 23, gear is customizable and upgradable. The developers told us you can essentially use the same gear from beginning to end, so this is great for those of us who don't like to keep swapping our gear, or maybe find a set we think looks really dope and don't want to change it. Number 24, dual wielding is a core feature of the game. You can dual wield swords, axes and even shields for some reason. Number 25, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will have a perk system similar to Odyssey, however they're also introducing a new skill tree sort of system to the game. Alright guys, we're about halfway through the video. If you enjoyed the content so far, headbutt that like button and subscribe. First person to sub gets their very own spaceship. I'm not even joking. Anyway, let's keep going. Number 26, it has been confirmed that throwing axes is a thing, so basically we can play as Jason Momoa. Number 27, the combat system has been revamped to allow us to dismember, bash and even decapitate our enemies. Wow, those Vikings were a violent lot, weren't they? Speaking of combat, number 28, combat has been described by the developers as brutal, crunchy and weighty, which sounds great as Odyssey's combat felt rather floaty. Number 29, you'll be able to raid settlements with your Viking brotherhood. Shocker, I know. Number 30, apparently in Valhalla you will take down enemies based more on gear and your skill rather than how previously your level mattered way more. Number 31, the mercenary system from Odyssey seems like it might return return but in a different way. They stated that many features from Odyssey will make a comeback but revamped to fit the setting and style of this game. Number 32, there is a heavy emphasis on enemy variety in Valhalla so that the combat can stay fresh through what's likely to be a very long story filled with many confrontations. Number 33, it's been reported that 15 studios are working on this game. Now relax, that doesn't necessarily mean that every single staff member within those studios are involved, but either way that's an insane amount of manpower. Number 34, longboats will obviously play a big role in raids, however there won't be an advanced ship-to-ship combat system like in Black Flag or Odyssey. I'm sure we can fling some arrows, but don't expect Pirates Creed. Number 35, the creative director told us that enemies will have weak points to take advantage of in battle, so this probably means things like certain weapons and abilities are going to be more or less effective against certain enemy types. Number 36, and this hasn't been confirmed yet, but it was hinted at, the traditional level gating of areas has been overhauled. So you know how in Origins and Odyssey, different areas of the map would show what level you should be to stand a chance of surviving as inhabitants? Well, apparently that's going to change and replaced with a different mechanic, and good, because I hated that in those two games. It discouraged us from exploring the map early on as enemies would just one-shot us wherever we go. Number 37, our longship has a crew of warriors that can be lightly customized. Number 38, assaults are going to be big set-piece moments mainly used throughout the story. These act differently to raids as assaults involve us attacking large fortifications like a castle. Should be quite fun. Number 39, Simba. Number 40, we get our settlement early on in the game which will act as a base similar to AC3's homestead but even better. Number 41, you can upgrade your base to not only look better but also unlock shops like blacksmiths, tattoo artists, general stores and more. Number 42, you can recruit people in your clan and they'll live on your settlement. Number 43, not only do people join your crew but you can customize some of them and take them to war to fight alongside you in battle so you can raid your way to an early grave. Number 44, co-op is not going to be a feature for this game, which sucks as I really wanted to raid with my buddies. However, here to brighten the mood with number 45, romance options are back. Oh yeah, bow chicken, wow. No, but seriously, that's great. Number 46, our pet Raven will have new abilities to differentiate itself from the eagles in Origins and Odyssey. Number 47, in the pre-order image for the game, the cover shows Eivor standing next to a bear charging into battle. This hints at the returning ability that lets us use animals to fight with us, or even better, ride on. Number 48, Assassins and Templars are finally back. Yes, it has been a while. Number 49, your settlement will affect the world and story. The developer says it's at the center of our quest and the center of the decisions you make. We want players to see the consequences of their actions. Big story arcs will begin and end here. The impact of your decisions rippling through your growing community. You'll see the effects of alliances such as weddings to forge relationships between clans and the consequences of harsh choices you have to face. It's also where you'll see some of the game's romance options play out should you choose to indulge in those. Number 50, the trailer showed King Alfred the Great who managed to push back a lot of the Viking forces from conquering the lands. Whilst the trailer depicted him as the bad guy, the narrative director has told us his character is way more nuanced than the trailer suggested. Number 51, I'm starting to hate my own voice. Number 51, the modern day story with Layla continues, and quick prediction on my part, I think this game will be the last we ever play as her. Hopefully. Number 52, both male and female voice actors have been revealed. Female Eivor will be voiced by Ceciline Stedpill, and male Eivor will be voiced by Magnus Brun, who plays a Viking in Netflix The Last Kingdom series, which I will definitely have to go back and watch after I finish this video. Number 53, Valhalla will support smart delivery on Xbox, meaning you can buy the game once and have access to it on both the standard Xbox and the Xbox Series X. Number 54, the game will have way less grinding than that of Odyssey. In an interview, the creative director of the game said, "So if people want to focus on narrative, there's no issue there. If people want to focus on their settlement, again, no issue there. It's really up to the players to decide how they want to consume the content." That's always been our angle, and again, in this, we're showcasing Eivor's personal journey and we're really focused on that. So again, if people want to focus on that personal journey and the relationships that come out of that, they can do that. And lastly, number 55, subscribe. No, but seriously, number 55, exploration for the game will be less UI heavy to create a more immersive experience when traversing through the map. The very big map. Oh man, I'm never going to finish this game, am I? Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Well, was it a big one? Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!